Supergorge Talk. I'm your host, Ashley.
I'm L'Oreal.
I'm Angel.
I'm Famous Dave.
And I'm Brandi.
Welcome to the first live taping of the Supergorge Talk. We are the Supergorge Talk. The Supergorge Talk is something that I've wanted to do for a very, very, very long time, and it's primarily the reason that I started Supergorge.com. I wanted to have a place where women my age and younger ethnic women could come and talk about fashion, beauty, the latest in entertainment news, the things that we talk about with our girlfriends when we're out to dinner, when we're on the phone, or in my case, when we're on group chat. And we also wanted to add in a male point of view, so that's where Famous Dave comes in. We have to have a little toast to the Supergorge Talk. Drink responsibly, of course.
I chase liquor, not men.
You shouldn't chase your Ciroc either, but so cheers to the Supergorge Talk. Lord, woo! Okay, that went down my cheek. Whew.
Turn up.
Oh my gosh! Right now we're ready. So, of course, like I said, we're going to discuss everything that we talk about every day on Supergorge.com, but we're going to bring it to you so we can get your feedback. And, of course, we're also going to be bringing you guys your favorite celebrities so you can talk with them, too. Today, our guest is R&B diva Little Mo. She's going to be here in a little bit. But before we talk to Little Mo, of course, we have to talk about everything that's been going on in entertainment news this September.
Yes, City Set.
So September has been a crazy month. There's been Fashion Week. There are new babies. A lot of women over 40 are having babies. Well, Monica had her baby. She's not over 40, but she is 32, which is kind of even up there to be.
And she's
she's not right. She's not just getting started. No. But this is her first baby for Shannon, for her husband.
And Shannon's substantially younger than her.
How old is he?
He's in his 20s. I think
like
he's 26.
So she's a cougar.
No, she's not a cougar yet.
She's a cougar. That's a little cougar.
5 years.
Yeah. And then, of course, Gwen Stefani, our favorite rock chick, she announced that she's on baby number 3 as well. It's also, you have baby number 3. I won't be pushing out a baby after 40, and I will also not be pushing out a baby number 3. So,
let's see what
Famous last words.
This shop is closed. So what do you girls think? Would you have a baby that late in age?
Oh, I would definitely have a baby that late in age. In fact, I was born from a lovely womb when my mom was 38, about to be 39.
Womb.
You know, no, don't talk about my mom's womb. Listen, and I have a sister, and I clearly think that, you know, the late babies were smart, got it all. So I would definitely have a baby.
Well, second babies are smarter. Is my sister here? I don't know.
She is. Well, I think the over 40 thing is like a trend in Hollywood. Tandy Newton's pregnant, Halle Berry.
And she's also on baby number 3.
Yeah, baby number 3, and they're over 40. I do it. I mean, I don't have any kids either, and I'm in my late 20s. If I'm in love, I don't have any kids, I don't really think there's an age limit. I just make sure I was really cautious with my health.
Oh, goodness, Dave.
For men
it's different.
You could be
67.
Men be having out kids like 60, 70 years old.
Yeah, my niece's father was 65.
Lord, oh my God. Oh my God. I feel like that is rude. That's disrespectful.
It's not, but
it is rude and disrespectful because, I mean, God willing, you'll still be here. But, I mean, when this child is 5 years old and active and wants to play football or tennis or whatever she wants to do, you are 70
You'll
years
be out there with
old.
your
Somebody
She's
is
a grandpa. What's wrong with that?
No,
You can read stories, you know.
can he see?
I don't Let the rate I'm going. I'm not saying I'll be 40, but I won't be 20 anything.
Oh, goodness. also, there have been weddings. John Legend and his beautiful girlfriend, well, now wife, Chrissy Teigen, they got married in Italy. Yeah. Someone else got married this week. Zoe Saldana.
Yeah.
Her
secret wedding. Which I'm not a fan of secret marriages.
Why not?
I'm a fan of secret weddings. I get that you want to keep something to yourself. But it just came out this week, but she's been married since June.
Right. Well, maybe
That's
it was
a
a secret to us.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, because we just found out this week.
Yeah, and I guess it's not their fault that it didn't leak, air quotes.
Exactly.
I mean, I guess. And then something else that was a secret to me, you girls may have known this, Scandal star, Columbus Short, a.k.a. Harrison on Scandal. He was married for 8 years, and his wife just filed for divorce this year. I had no idea he was married, let alone for 8 years. Exactly.
Well, and they have a child.
Yeah.
And they have a child. And this was his second marriage, okay?
Wow.
His first marriage, he cheated on his wife with Britney Spears.
Yeah, you guys, listen, I'm telling you, he was having an affair with her, and he like spoke about it in a magazine and everything, and he's like, I fell in love with Britney. It wasn't this sordid affair. He was like in love with Britney Spears.
Well, she
Britney
clearly
or
picked
normal
the wrong
Britney?
dancer
Right,
because Kevin Federline is a mess.
Well, she should have been Columbus Short then.
Exactly. He was a dancer.
Yeah, he was her
Y'all-
backup
he
dancer.
was
He was
a
her
step
backup
Oh,
dancer
God.
as
Those
well.
backup dancers, her and J-Lo love them backup dancers.
Exactly. Exactly.
We are going to get into the top 5 stories of September.
Yes, well, speaking of Columbus Short and scandal, number 5 is Kerry Washington being named People's Best Dressed.
In the world.
Yeah, like this year. I love me some Kerry, right? No shade, but I really...
I love no shade.
I don't. I can't give it to her. I think that she has such a large stage. People love Scandal, so, you know, she's getting a lot of attention. But I'm just not really in agreement. I would pick Lea Michele. I don't know how many Glee fans we have, but I think she's been amazing. And Oscar de la Renta, Malandrino. I mean, I think her style is spectacular. I give her the win over Kerry Washington any day.
You know, whenever those type of lists come out, especially when it's like the best dressed or most beautiful of the year, everybody's like, no, it should have been this person. But it has to be one person for
Yeah,
the year.
exactly.
Every year it's someone different.
Do you guys think that Kerry Washington is the best dressed?
You know what? She might not necessarily be the best dressed, but she's very editorial.
She is.
She's a lot of designers' muses. She dresses very to
Her
the
style is
moment.
very clean.
Exactly.
I love her
It's clean,
style
and she's fun.
Of
you know?
dress from
Yeah.
neck down. Neck up, her face is always very dry to me. Her hair is always very dry. Those lips are always dry. Literally always dry. So from neck down, I love it. Neck
Yeah.
up.
Maybe dry is her look. You know.
It might be her thing.
Exactly.
I mean-
Dry got her best dressed.
Okay.
Well, Scandal got her best dress because she could
Right.
have wore that same those same dresses during dance. What was that dance movie she was in? Save the Last Dance.
Save
Say that
And we would not have cared.
Nobody wants to remember that. She doesn't want y'all to remember she was on there.
Well, like I said, I think that it has to do with her being such a large star. I mean, if you guys are on Instagram, I think there are better dressed women on Instagram, so the social networking stars. But that's just me.
The fourth craziest thing that happened in September, if you're a fan of social media, then you would know that Gucci Mane went on the craziest rant.
Gucci.
When I say crazy, I'm talking about Twitter. He put everybody out there. He said he had sex with Nicki Minaj. I'm talking, he said him and Walker like ran a train on her. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he Black China.
Disrespectful.
He put Black
Kelly,
China out there. He put
Sierra,
Keisha Dior out there as well. But we know
Monica.
he went with Keisha Dior.
Well, I mean, people like Black China and Keisha Dior. I don't think anybody was shocked by those names. I think we were more shocked by the Sierras and the Monicas.
Well, I don't think he said he did anything with Monica. I think he said he wanted to.
Well,
And
I
that's
don't
what-
know, but Monica's her
Rocco.
other children's father, Rocco, he said he was like outside of his house, like waiting for.
Yeah, he like offered him up.
right.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean that's rowdy. It's so disrespectful.
But
You
then,
don't
of
do that.
course, like all celebrities do now, whenever they go crazy on Twitter or Instagram, what do they all say?
I
They
would
was
I
hate
got
hot.
hacked by
Exactly.
my
It was
manager.
I don't know if I believe that.
If he paid a manager to be that stupid, did anybody read the tweets? It was like it was
Very illiterate.
Yeah.
Right.
And it was definitely serious enough for Nicki and T.I. to respond because,
Yeah.
you know, they actually put out comments themselves. They
Right.
was upset.
Nikki's boyfriend
Yeah.
It was
responded
very
too.
Gucci,
Nicki's
though. I don't
boyfriend
think
responded?
anyone's
Yes.
surprised
Wow.
by his rant or
But the thing for me
how
is that
illiterate it was.
I feel like Gucci is go hard though, so I'm very
Yeah.
surprised that he didn't just stand by what he wrote.
And then
Right.
speaking of go hard, 2 days
He was
later,
about to fight in Lennox Mall, which is the big mall in Atlanta. He was about to fight. But the thing about that, I'm not sure if it was a publicity stunt because
Right.
the lady who broke it up had like an infant in her
and
hand.
she's holding a baby and breaking up a fight at the
And
same
they
time.
stopped. They literally stopped. So if I want to fight somebody, you can't break it up with an infant in your hand.
Right. Speaking of a fight, coming in number 3 is the LeBron James Savannah Brinson wedding. They got married recently
Oh, they said,
at
"Aw."
the finally. They got
Finally.
married at the Grand Del Mar in San Diego in front of 200 invited guests. But there was an uninvited guest when a reported Latino woman came to the door and got turned away by armed security guards. Speculation is that the woman was Carmen Ortega, LeBron James' NBA All-Star groupie video vixen that
she's
allegedly
really pretty.
have an affair with. She is cute,
but
she
a groupie.
didn't disrupt the wedding.
Yes.
Well, she didn't get a chance to.
Exactly.
Yeah, she shouldn't have been there.
Right. Beyonce and Jay-Z performed, so it was a cute affair. I'm
I
glad
don't-
they finally
Is it
tied the
confirmed
knot.
that Beyonce
And that's
Jay-Z
all. That's
performed?
how I feel. We keep hearing that Beyonce and Jay-Z perform. I need to see a picture because Beyonce was in Brazil the day before.
I just want to
know
know
and
what-
then the day after.
You know, she could have flown.
I mean, I know she could have. I mean, and I know Jay and LeBron,
Clearport.
You know what?
Don't perform on the run at my wedding. I do not want to be on the run at my wedding.
Right.
But the thing is, I hate to say this because I wish everybody love and happiness, but I just did not think that they would ever get married. When he proposed to her, I was very shocked. They had already had 2 grown children, and when I say
How
grown,
long were they
I
together?
mean their oldest child was like 10.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's been
They have a
long time.
10-year-old child and they're just getting married. I feel like, why now?
I mean, they're high school sweethearts. I figure he thinks that having a marriage and getting together, it kind of adds legitimacy to
But
you.
you notice when people get married after they've been together for like 10 years, it's not as exciting when you go to the wedding because it's like, I thought y'all was already married.
Well, I'm happy for them. It's way past due, and you know we talk about this all the time. She's kind of coming up. Her fashion game's coming up a little
Once
bit.
he went to
gorgeous
Miami,
coming up.
once he
Yeah.
went to Miami, she definitely stepped it up because when he was in Cleveland, it was all bad.
Oh, yeah, she's like, there aren't going to be any little Miami
No
hoochies
Carmen Ortiz coming from my man.
Exactly.
Okay, so speaking of finally, Mr. C finally kind of sort of
Lord.
halfway stepped out of the closet, kind of.
He like just opened it. He's like peeking.
He's still looking out the door.
So he is a Hot 97 personality. He is basically a world-renowned DJ,
Exactly.
producer. So he got caught up with a prostitute, a transgendered prostitute, back in 2011. Anyway, a video has now come out from a different encounter. So he was forced to come clean.
And in the video, you can't see his face. It's a very dark video, but you can hear his voice. And like he's been on the radio for 15 years.
Exactly.
He has a
It's
very distinct
recognizable.
voice.
Yeah.
Right.
So he admitted to. Do we all know what he did, or do we need to go there?
Well,
I think
well,
she go there.
in his
Just a tiny
words,
bit.
He just received fellatio
those are his exact
from
words.
a transgendered
Person.
person.
Right.
But he has never engaged in any intercourse with a man, and he still says that
He's not
he's
gay.
not gay.
Exactly.
I'm so confused by that.
He
Like
said he loves women.
I-
He's bi.
okay, maybe I'm sorry. In the world, there are double standards.
Yeah.
A woman can be bisexual, I feel like. A man is gay. And you can clap, it's okay.
You know what? I think that, well, the PSA was a smart PR move, if I guess you guys see I like air quotes.
Yeah.
Because I think that, you know, it's all very strategic in how they decide to come out with this information. It came out without his knowledge. And he said he
Exactly.
knows the person. But
I
I, think
hope
that,
so.
yeah, well, he knows them well enough to where
Right.
he didn't think they would do that to him. I'm
Right.
assuming
What-
they've encountered one another before.
Yeah, they've been through this
But
before.
the PSA was him coming out saying, "This is a sexual revolution. Free yourself." But last week you weren't gay, so
But the PSA was more so he really didn't even talk about coming out. He tried to make it seem like it was about STD awareness.
Right,
So
Right,
Right.
and you know, I think it was a smart move because it's not like it was his own PSA. He is working with World AIDS Research with the PSA and everything, so it's kind of adding back legitimacy to his quote unquote mistake or
I mean,
admission.
if it was a woman jock, had she been, caught prostituting, that station would not have stood by her.
Oh,
right,
yeah.
definitely.
Exactly.
she would've been off
And
the
the
air.
thing is, everyone's like, "Oh, they shouldn't fire him because of his sexual orientation." It's not about his sexual orientation. It's that he is an embarrassment to this radio station over and over and over again. He's
And
been
he did
locked up
something
3
illegal.
times.
And
He
I
did
think it's
something
more
illegal.
so his standard. I mean, like his level of where he at in the game because, like they say, Mr. C is like a legend. Like,
He is.
Well,
I'm
he
not-
is a
and,
legend.
I mean, correct me. I'm not sure what he did for hip hop. So.
Well, Dave
I'm not
likes
sure
to
if I'm
act
too
like
young. I'm an '87
Dave,
baby,
Dave is a year younger than me and thinks that he is 2 years old. To fill you in on who Mr. C is, he broke like Big Daddy Kane and Biggie.
Okay.
So if you don't know
So
who
Big
Big
Daddy.
Daddy Kane and Biggie is, then you need to get off the
Then I'm
stage.
gonna know.
right.
Well, we commend him for coming out.
Yeah.
And,
Shout out
Yeah,
to
shout
you,
out to
Mr.
Hot
C.
97.
Shout out
Great.
to you.
And the number one story of September has been the downfall of Lamar Odom. I know, I'm so sad. I'm so like, I mean, if you guys read the site or if you know me, you know I absolutely love the Kardashians.
Yeah.
I love them. And I love Lamar and Khloe, even though they got married really fast. They just seem so happy to me. They were one of my favorite celebrity couples. So when we first heard the rumors that he was cheating on Khloe, we didn't post about it because I did not want to believe it. And what's crazy is that the woman, the alleged mistress, she stems from Stadium in D.C. So I had heard this rumor. It started in 2011.
Yeah,
I heard this
prior to
rumor
coming
then.
out, yeah.
And I was like, no, that didn't happen. She's a liar. She better to leave Khloe
This is
alone.
like the sixth Kardashian on the
Exactly. I'm Cashley Kardashian. So, you know, and then she came out, she like went on like a whole media rant, you know, going on talk shows. She's done a lie detector tests on national television. And then, so we put her to the side. And then it was like, Lamar Odom is a crack addict.
And has been for years.
Yeah.
Like,
Exactly.
how do we miss that?
Like,
It was
I know how Khloe
the
missed
Chris
it.
PR
How did Khloe
engine
miss it?
hiding
married him
that.
too soon. You know,
Yeah.
you gotta give somebody at least 2 years to get to know him before you.
but they've been married, they've been married 3 years now. You don't think she would have noticed that he was doing crack in the bathroom?
She knew. She hid it.
Yeah.
She knew.
And
She
they
knew.
try to
think
play
she
it on
knew?
his.
Yeah, she knew.
They try to play it on his father's, addiction. So they say like history repeats itself. So
Well,
maybe
it
that.
does. They say it can be genetic.
I mean,
Right, and you know the mother, Kris Jenner, she is very
Don't
good
blame
about
anything on
hiding.
Kris.
No, she is very good about hiding what she doesn't want to come out,
She's
true.
and
we all are like that.
broadcasting
That's
what
true.
she wants the family,
But
what
I
she wants
think-
the media to know.
I get that,
about.
but
So
I feel like Chris
they
gets a
probably
bad
did
rap.
know.
I feel like Chris gets a bad rap. We're all like that.
I don't blame her.
If you
Of
started
course,
doing
that's her
crack, I'm not going to
family.
tell everybody you're doing
Exactly.
crack.
No, I think if Chris knew, she would announce it herself because she want ratings.
Well, yeah,
she'll do anything for ratings.
They're saying that Chris is pushing for divorce right now, and I would hope that they could work everything
Yeah.
out. But Khloe dropped the Odom from her Twitter and Instagram name.
There it is.
So
That's a
Look at
telltale
I know,
sign
you
these
know,
days.
and
Like,
people are always
unfollow on Twitter, Instagram.
If I don't
it's
follow
over.
you on Twitter, we
Right.
don't bang with each other no more. So if I'm dropping that last name, something like it is over.
And I mean, not just his marital status. I don't think he's going to be playing basketball anymore. And he is very talented, but I'm pretty sure his career is over. Like, their roster is full.
Well, I hope he saved some
So-
money. I'm sure he did.
Well, I
Well,
hope
Or
he
he
saved
can get a
He-
spinoff.
His money all in here.
I'm curious. I wonder if there was a prenup.
I don't know.
I'm sure there
Yes.
had to be with Kris
Yeah.
Jenner behind
There
the
was?
scenes.
Definitely.
Yes.
They mentioned it on the show.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Both talked
Good.
about
That's Miss
agreeing
Pugh.
to-
Shout out to
Shout
you,
out to
Puppy.
Miss Pugh over there.
Yes.
But we're going to take a little break. I want you all to go to the bar and get a drink, and then we're going
Get
to
a
come
drink.
back with our topic of the day.
The all-new Ciroc Amaretto flavor has arrived. 1 part sophistication, 2 parts perfection. Cherry almond flavor and a hint of vanilla. Ciroc Amaretto. Welcome to the family.
Welcome back to the Supergorge Talk. We're about to get into our topic of the day. When we had Supergorge Radio, we will always have really, really juicy topics, and we would love reading your comments on Twitter, Instagram, and everything like that. But now we actually have you guys here, and you can talk back to us. Yes. So our topic of today is male groupies / male gold diggers. Yes, there are a lot of that. I feel like women often get the bad rap for being gold diggers. If you date a guy who has money, you're gold.
automatically a
Yeah,
gold
you're
digger. Yeah.
automatically a gold digger. If marry a guy, you're a gold digger. If you don't work, you're a gold digger. Whatever the reason is, but
You don't
now,
work. Let's
right?
clarify.
If you don't
Yeah.
work.
Yeah.
But now we're seeing so many. I think it's because of the cougars. It's so many older women dating younger guys now. So we're seeing a lot of younger guys. They're not working. They don't have typical 9 to 5 jobs. They're sitting home shopping, spending money on Instagram, posting they new Louboutins, they new Giuseppe's,
Straight
straight flex
flexing.
on Instagram, straight flexing. So I mean, what do you girls and guys think about the male gold digging sensation that's like taking over Instagram?
I think male groupies are the reason why rappers need security. I mean, they have been around since forever. They don't just follow around women that they think have money that they can take advantage of, but they like stalk Jay-Z and Fab, and they're all, you know, up in their face. So.
When, like, if we're at a party and, you know, say we're interviewing whoever. So say this is Jay-Z, you know, and L'Oreal is girl A that really likes Jay-Z. But Dave is Dave that really likes Jay. Dave is knocking L'Oreal over, pushing her in her face. The guys go so hard. They're pushing these chicks down to get into a VIP section. I'm just like,
and don't let you have a bottle at the table because they'll be the main one grabbing it, drinking it, right in their mouth.
Well,
I want to know, Brandi, you throw parties.
I'm the bottle police. I am the bottle police. I pour the drinks. We make sure we have a little hoo-ha on the top. And I'm always like, hey, ho-ho.
It's not for you.
But they get offended when you tell them, like, you can't touch this bottle. You didn't put it on this. This is not yours.
There is an infamous bottle pirate who lives in Baltimore.
Oh, God.
Shall remain nameless. People are laughing, so you guys know who I'm speaking of. But we're classy, so we won't name him. But we were out the other day. We had gotten a table here, as a matter of fact. As soon as he walks in, we guard him for us. We don't know you. Next thing you know, you got your lips on my hookah. That's your grouping.
And we have co-words, grouping and grouponing. Grouponing is when you're grouping for cheap, a Groupon. Right. So if you people who come to the club just so they can smoke your $20 hookah, you couldn't spend $20. You're grouponing.
You're grouponing for cheap. Yes.
Well. You know what? I'm going to keep the story to myself. But yes, I have witnessed same
individual.
That's why I got my light bulb went off. Yeah, it was about 30 seconds.
But what do you girls think about women who take care of men?
I think that, you know, like Madonna and J-Lo, they all have these boyfriends that are in their boyfriends that are like in their early to mid 20s, and they're at least 20 years older than. I think they just want to have fun, and they're like, hey, that's I have millions, so whatever, I'm gonna throw you a couple dollars.
I mean, but as a man, I'll say this to Dave. As a man, how would you feel having, like, because we hear Casper, J-Lo's boyfriend, we hear that she has him on like an allowance.
Yep.
I mean. She makes more money than him, so at the end of the day,
she
pays
him.
She
pays him, and she's made him head of her choreography so that he can have a official title.
And he has his own reality show, so he is making it off of her.
I mean, aside from his paycheck, she's giving him allowance. I don't think there's nothing wrong with putting it down. I mean, why not? It's a new age. You know, women been doing this for the end of time, since the beginning of time. So now men just
we've been doing what since the beginning of the time, for clarity.
You've been sitting at home, not working. Listen. You've been sitting at home.
Wait. So let me ask you a question. You think that taking care of home and cleaning and cooking and taking care of kids qualifies as not working?
But what if you don't have no kids? So what if you just a girl?
But taking care of a house is a full-time job. I'm a single girl. Like, when I get home after my job, taking care of my house is my second job. So if somebody told me I wasn't working, even if my ass was sitting at home, my butt was sitting at home. I'd be like, excuse me?
I just know, I do think a man should honestly take control, but I don't think there's nothing wrong with a female, pampering her dude every now and then.
Every now and then,
but taking care of them like they're your child, like they're your son. Right, putting them on allowance. I feel like that would make you feel less than a man.
I mean, but that's all on the female.
But that's only if you're a man to begin with.
Well, right. That's true.
Half of their mamas did that, so they're ready.
Don't blame it on their mamas, because us mamas love our little boys. Don't blame it on the mamas.
But some men do look for their mother and women.
But no, back to that. I think honestly, if a woman does take care of a man and she feels like her finances is the only thing that's going to keep him, I think that's a personal issue with her. I think she's.
Would you allow? So say you weren't, you really didn't love this woman. And, she has a lot of money. And she's like, I'll buy you clothes. You don't have to work. I just need you to hang out with me, be my arm candy, go to events with me.
I'll do it.
I'll give you a...
I'm keeping it 100. I will do it. I will.
Well, I think there's so many desperate women, though. See, I'm a few years older than you girls. And I will say, for some of the women that are my age, I'm early 30s.
All them
You know,
earlies.
biological clocks are ticking.
Yeah.
You don't have kids. You don't have a husband. A lot of people's families make them feel like they're going to be old maids because they're not married at this point. So they just take what they can get. And if it's a mooching man who's going to keep the bed warm, then they deal with
Has
it.
anybody out there, and if you don't want to be honest, you can. Has anyone ever taken care of a guy out there? Oh, we got a hand raised. Please share your story.
Yeah.
Please.
Can they come up here? Or?
Yes, you can come up. I want to.
She said not that she don't
Okay, you know what? Yeah, okay, we'll tell us from there.
Okay, that's funny because we actually recently broke up, and it was like, can I just stand up? That's funny. Well, we recently broke up because of that. You know, we've been together 10 plus years. We had a baby.
Wait.
We don't want to go into the whole story, but we have a baby. She's 1. You know, we have a 1-year-old, and throughout the time that we've been together, he's had jobs on and off, and you know, he's made money. We lived together. He kind of furnished the house here and there, did little side jobs. So you know, he tries, he does stuff.
But he never had a steady
He
income.
never had a steady income. You know, I was always the one. And then we kind of did that role switch where I was working, you know, he was home taking care of the kids, cooking dinner and all that kind of stuff, which was fine for a little while, but then people kind of look at you funny like,
Right.
why is he cooking dinner? You know, he can cook. I'm not, he can cook. But then it's like, you know, you kind of get into it where his friends were, you know, kind of making fun of him, like, oh, you're home, you know, you're a wife, and all that kind of stuff. So like, all right, go get a job, you know. And for me, the thinking was, you know, if I can provide, you know, if I can do it, he's not doing it, he's taking his part, then it's fine. But that doesn't last long because you look at him like you are the man, you know. It's like, you know, we are in a new age and people try to bring it up. Well, you know, you guys been doing it for so long, it's time to change. But as the man, you want to be the provider. Right. And as a woman, even if I can take care of myself, I can take care of my children, I can take care of my house. If you're a man and you're with me, I need you to be able to do something. You have to provide some kind of way.
You should be adding, not taking away.
So when do you put a time limit on that? I feel like 10 years is a way too long to be let him figure it out.
I'll say it was on and off 10, you know, on and off. But even, so when we were off, he would have like a great job and money.
When you're off, though.
Isn't that how it always happens?
Now, that's what I was gonna say. I don't want to, you know, confuse taking care of with holding them down. You know what? If you
Sometimes stuff happens.
right,
Yeah.
Right.
and so we're not saying that you should walk away when he gets laid off or loses his job or whatever, but just, you know,
Right.
There has to be some give and
giving
take.
them an allowance.
Yeah.
We're not really.
And you know, the thing about 10 years later that's very interesting, you guys are all I'm Supergorge.com readers, so you've probably been reading my Supergorge single girl post. And yes, thank you guys. And in the, I don't know if the first or the second one, I was saying sometimes it takes your heart a little while to catch up with your brain. So I think the key is knowing early on that it's not necessarily going to work, because now once you're a year in, you love him. So, you know, you may really want to leave, but it's not always that simple. So you find yourself saying, I need to go, I need to go. I love him, I love him, I love him. So I can see how it would have taken a long time, maybe not 10 years, but 10 years I get it.
Yeah, a long time.
Yes.
We want to know about male groupies. How did they pass the point of being groupies into getting into this familial situation with women like, I don't know, like an Ashton Kutcher and a Demi Moore? Because that didn't work out.
So you think that he was a
I don't know that
groupie?
he's a
I don't think he was a groupie.
I'm not
He was a
sure
fan.
what happened. I'm sure he was a fan.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what happened with that situation, but in the end, she ended up looking crazy.
So why we blaming him though? What about the older lady who wants a younger guy? What
She
about
just
the
wants
older
any
or the
guy.
older lady
Right.
who wants to?
You
know,
see
it's,
how old she is? That's what I'm saying. The desperation kicked in.
but it's some women who like to be in charge. They got a power trip.
That's
They want to be in
true.
charge. So
That's true.
you know, let's look at the woman and blame her instead of calling him a groupie or a goat.
Well, I think
Lord.
we're talking a lot too now about kind of the gold digger portion of it.
Yeah.
You know, male groupies are so much worse than female groupies, and I know that that's biased.
But they
whatever.
can't get pregnant.
But how did it become?
They can't get
Cool?
pregnant.
And they just want to like hang around. They want to hang around. Like I said, they're knocking the chicks over. They want to grab the bottles. They want to flick it up. Like, but it's become okay.
They don't have any problem. They don't
But
have
what-
the,
but what-
they don't
but
have
if
the
it-
same social stigma that women
but
have.
right, but you know, right, but that's how I feel like
Right.
men are allowed to do anything. Because if you put a guy and a girl beside each other and he's fighting to get up, oh no, that's Tay Tay homeboy from whatever. But if you got a pretty girl beside him in a short dress, Oh, she trying to go home.
Yeah, exactly.
But he cool because he Tay little brother.
Well, and he can't get pregnant.
I don't think somehow they're as visible as women either,
Because
because they
as much
insinuate
attention-
themselves
yeah.
into situations, and people are like,
They may
"Oh,
just come with
whatever."
them.
There has
Yeah.
to be somebody's homeboy. But with women, they're like, "What you doing?
What you doing?"
You know?
Right.
Yeah.
Have you girls ever experienced like a male groupie while you're out? No.
I've seen a male fan.
A male fan.
Well, how much of a fan was he?
Like
Because I'm gonna tell you, he was a groupie. I feel like.
we were at I think Ibiza or something, and it was I think Wale was there. Literally, he's like on my neck with his phone, trying to take
Yeah.
Of
I'm
him,
like,
not even
okay,
with
let me
him.
move out your way.
And that's not like, when did that become cool? Like, we were just at a concert a couple of days ago, and there are more men out with their phones trying to snap a picture than there are chicks. And I'm like, when did this become okay? And the crazy thing is, they're not fawning over Rihanna and Beyonce.
I told you.
It's
That's why
Wale
rappers
and
need security.
Meek Mill
Because
and
they will
everyone
run
else.
they will run over you to get backstage, to get a picture, to pass a mixtape.
Has anybody else experienced male groupies in your own personal life, or male gold diggers that, you know, it might not have personally been you, but I can't see the light.
Yeah.
Oh, Keisha. I'm sorry, do you not want your name?
Oh, it's fine.
It's not Keisha.
Okay.
Well, do you want to share your background? Why are you dealing with groupies?
You want to come up here?
Sure, come on. It's a seat up here for you, Keisha.
Welcome to the Supergorge couch,
Come on in,
Keisha.
honey. Oh, she done found her own child.
Oh, cool. Even better.
Well, I'll say, my boyfriend plays for the Ravens, so of course we go out a lot, we party a lot, we don't drink a lot.
What?
But I forgot I was on camera. But
lie.
we deal with a lot of male groupies, and it really is starting to catch me off guard, because what they'll do is, guys I've known forever, like I think we're, cis bro, whatever, trying to put him on with girls. He'll tell me just to be closer to him. I mean, it's really, really bad, because they look at it like, if I put him on with someone, I get the benefits.
I'm cool, right?
It's
So
points, right.
they show up, they want to hang around, they want to drink the liquor, they don't want to put in, and he's being nice to them because of me.
Right.
But they will be so quick to throw me under the bus and try to get put on. So, and he tells me, and then I hate them, because I'm like, I'm talking you up, like, oh, I've
such a
known him
nice
for
guy.
years. He looks out, he's a great person.
But you know what,
And it's
guys'
happened
loyalty,
like crazy.
yeah, it's like they have no loyalty to females, and it doesn't matter. Like you said, they could just meet your boyfriend today, and it's like, oh, that's
that's the
my
homie.
that's
But
my
y'all,
homie.
that's his
y'all don't
girl.
have no loyalty to each other.
Who?
doesn't?
Females.
I'm sorry. What
that
females?
have to do?
What females are you talking to? Because I have loyalty.
Not the Supergorge females.
You definitely not.
Going back to my seat.
Thank you, Keisha.
But okay, so Dave, what do you mean by females don't have any loyalty to one another?
Well, you saying the guys don't have no loyalty to females, and they might try to put another chick on with their play sister's dude or something, but you got females who will try to grab your dude like right under your nose. Or,
Well, then that's not your
True,
friend.
That's not
I
a
mean,
friend.
but it
That's probably
happens,
his female friends.
it happens a
Call
lot
themselves
though.
sisters.
Yeah,
gotta watch those
that
sisters.
sis bro
That whole
thing.
designation.
I'm sorry, unless your mama popped them out or your daddy was a Rolling Stone, that is not your bro or your sis.
And if you have seen his penis, that's not your brother.
So what last words would you all want to give to the male gold diggers and the male groupies out there? My advice is just stop it. You look ridiculous. The chicks are talking. They know you ain't got it. They see you picking up the homeboy's bottle.
The $20 hookah.
And hookah.
Being a bottle pirate.
Please stop picking up the $20 hookah. That's just nasty, okay?
My advice is to just get your own. I mean, you're a man. You need to get some balls. It's no point in you drinking out of somebody else's bottle, hanging around. Like, have your own reputation, your own money. Get your bank account together. Live your life.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the saddest thing is the appearance of it all. People are so busy with trying to look a certain way rather than actually being something.
Right.
And if you were a little less excited about being in the club and looking like a baller off of somebody else's money, you might be able to find something on monster.com to where you will be employed.
My advice for so-called quote-unquote male gold diggers, if she willing to pay for it, no, listen, man, listen.
Don't listen.
Listen, if she willing to pay for it, then let her. It don't even matter what everybody else thinks. As long as y'all know what's good.
My advice is, you see him,
Run away from me!
run away.
That's what I was gonna say to the male gold diggers. I mean, I guess it ain't tricking if you got,
got
it.
it.
So, they can do what they do, but to the male bottle stealers, just stop that.
It's pathetic.
That was our topic of the day. Make sure that you tune in every month to get our topics of the day. You can always send in questions to contact@supergorge.com and tell us what you want us to discuss. We'll be right back with Supergorge Talk.
Is it true Ciroc vodka makes the best flavors in the world? Take one sip of the lush wildness of Ciroc red berry. One taste of the intense ripeness of Ciroc peach. Even one drop of the explosive freshness of Ciroc coconut. And the truth will come to your lips. Ciroc ultra premium flavors. One sip is all it takes to taste true perfection. Available in red berry, coconut and peach. Ciroc, nothing tastes better than the truth.
Welcome back to the Supergorge Talk. We're about to get right into it with our guest of the day, recording artist and star of R&B Divas LA, Little Mo. Give it up! She's so snatched, right? That's how we're.
Hello, cutie.
What's happening, brother?
Sit it on down.
Yes.
We are like fresh off of the reunion of R&B Divas LA. Oh, I missed you. We talked a little bit before the reunion.
Yeah.
And now since the reunion has aired, you guys gave away all the secrets
The dirt.
of reality TV behind the scenes. Did you girls get in any trouble behind that?
I didn't, because I didn't really give away none of the secrets. That was old girl that tried it. And
Who?
kept on saying, Who you think? Who you think? How you doing? Yeah, she gave away all the secrets, and I was like, it's not even that serious. At the end of the day, this is reality, but this is still a show. So who snitches?
Yeah.
Who is the wizard? Can you tell us that?
I had Googled it in my phone. The only thing that popped up was my Avis preferred access number. So there's no such thing as a wizard. And if there was a such thing as a wizard, then I would like to meet him, because in the Wizard of Oz, the wizard was a punk. So in that case, if you letting the wizard punk you, would that make you? Hello.
Exactly. Lord.
That's just real. That's just real, because that can ultimately hinder us having a second season and stuff like that. Or even that would, if people really bought into that, that could hinder the ATL one. That can hinder all reality shows for that matter, trying to blow up the spot just because what they gave is what they got back.
Right.
Speaking of season 2, if you could take 2 people off the show, take 2 of them off, replace them with 2 other R&B divas.
Let me see. I definitely would take Dawn off. She was, the relevancy is below 0 now. Because it's just so much that you could. She just whined and complained, and it wasn't. We too grown for that. There's so many people that will want that opportunity. Yeah. That's probably was sitting home and just like, oh my God, I got solo solos I can do. And she just threw that opportunity down the drain. So I would trade her out with. I would love to see like maybe if Cindy or Terry would be on. Yeah, the real involved, because and a lot of people
You
said
keep saying that. So shady, right?
no, I mean it's kind of shade, but at the end of the day, when we were in midst of filming, I had saw something on TMZ where Cindy and Terry won the name in Vogue. So if she uses that name, she has to pay them like $1 million. So it's just like
that's commandment.
I didn't say the judge.
The
The judge was the one that said that they were the real in Vogue. I just am the messenger.
Oh God. So who else? Dawn and who else? Who else would you switch
Let
off?
me see. See, everybody else was cool because even though Kelly tried it a little bit, she's the good kind of crazy. I just didn't want to be like, I wouldn't support none of her endeavors anymore because I went to everything. There's a lot of stuff that y'all didn't see. I wouldn't go to her house no more. Like, it's just a lot of things. So I would shoot scenes, but at the end of the day, she could sing, but I didn't see her even singing on there a lot. So matter of fact, they could replace her, and then I would maybe like a Cece Peniston. No, because there are people like Cece Peniston, because I think Cece Peniston is like older, but they was like, she dressed like with more boobies out there. So I would like want to see somebody like that as a story. Maybe like Blue Cantrell, because we want to know what
We definitely want to know about Blue. You know we want to know about Blue.
I don't know where she at, but I want them to find her.
Well, Blue was all on Twitter when Blue Ivy was born, so she's somewhere.
We hope she's still alive. You don't talk about the Carter Road.
The Illuminati
You don't talk
committee.
about the Illuminati. you just disappear.
And we love the Carters on this couch.
So there's
We did.
actually an APB out for Blue
Okay,
Can
we
Trust.
can
Yeah.
find her. Maybe, and if we do, she'll possibly be.
Yeah,
on the
because
next
I'm
season.
wondering
Wink.
who else. Like I thought like Mila from 702 would have been good because she is Music Soul Child's fiance. So I want to know the tea.
Yeah,
Right.
what's the deal?
Who do y'all think would be good on it?
I'm trying to think who did I love back in the day. Well, I'm young, so
Oh my God.
But it's just a shortage of
R&B singers.
Yeah,
so
R&B singers.
that is a good thing that you guys are bringing R&B
Yeah.
music back because it has kind of taken a back seat to hip hop. But
Yeah.
you do a lot of hip hop and R&B.
Yeah.
That's almost become like one category.
Yeah, that's
You
true.
and Ja Rule have linked back up. You're
Yeah.
about to go on tour.
Well,
How
thi-
excited
well,
is
this
that?
just in.
Oh wait.
See, we might
No?
have to. Well, no, it's nothing to do with him. It has to do with the what do they call it? Like the who's over the tours and stuff like that. So they have to solidify the venues, and if they don't send us our money, then we're not going.
Oh,
anywhere.
you need those coins.
Yeah,
Need those
because
coins.
there's a couple of $100,000 involved, and I'm just like, mother, child. Before I hit the road. So, but I know he has a lot of stuff he has going on because he has the movie coming out.
Yeah.
I'm in love
Love
with a church girl. So he has to like go overseas. So we still trying to work it out. Like we have the dates, but other than that, like we'll work it out some kind of way because he still wants to tour and stuff like that because he can now. But we was talking on the phone the other day. He was like, "Yo, Mo, I gotta know what's up because I'm on parole." And I was like, "Child, I forgot." And he was like, "Man, it's no fun being on the road and then you gotta check in." So I was just like, "No, I feel you."
Yeah.
And then like with me, I was just like, the day we supposed to leave is my birthday, so I'm like,
Scorpio, she's a Scorpio like me. Scorpio season.
yes.
Okay, so on the show, you had some back and forth with the child's father,
Yeah.
who lives here, and
Yeah.
you were trying to like permanently relocate the children to
Yeah.
LA. What's going on with that now?
Well, I've since spoken to him. Well, my daughter did. They talked about it. I don't see him, but I know he said he doesn't have a problem with it.
Okay.
So I was just like, look at God. But I wonder if he got a warrant out for his arrest. Because he was just too anxious.
Too nice.
It was too nice. He's like, yeah, Dad said we can go to LA. I was like, that was never an issue for me because I was going to take it. I just didn't want him to say I kidnapped him.
Right,
So
right.
now that he did the verbal contract saying he didn't mind.
Yeah.
Speaking of your tour, we can't wait to hear your new music. Can you tell us
yeah.
about your project?
Yeah, well, I released 2 singles. It was like no sense in getting on reality TV or getting on TV and don't have nothing to sell. Hello. So I wrote the theme song for R&B Divas LA, and then a lot of people was just like, "Y'all really like that? I want to hear your whole record." So I gave the people what they want. So as of now, I know iTunes is like the biggest name, but iTunes, Amazon, Google, Spotify, everything that has an online outlet that sells music, I have I'm a Diva on there. And then I just released L's Up last Wednesday. That was a song I performed during the Divalogues, which was our monologues. Right. And the whole episode for the monologue will air on October 5th. So they made that into a whole nother show. So you'll see a little bit more of us. So yeah, even though it's like a hiatus now because ATL, I think they're about to start shooting. But in the meantime, to carry and hold people over till the actual album, which I plan on starting on next year. I just put out those 2 songs, and that should carry me over. Like, people are booking me just mainly because of that. So I was just like,
if you follow her on Twitter, she's booked.
yeah, child.
I mean, even I was like, I need to get you on my show. Like, she's booked. Like, she used to tweet me back, call me back, text me back. Now I gotta be like,
I do always call back.
I know she does.
No, but I just got the new iPhone 5C, so I had to wait for everything to like. I'm still learning.
I didn't get my phone. Okay,
Me
my phone
either.
is on back order. Which
too.
I don't about.
Ooh,
See,
well,
see?
since I've been on TV, like they held my phone for me. I paid for it, and I just picked it up, so I was so pumped.
We should let you get ours.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
But they don't have the gold ones. I got like the one like this color. So I was so pumped. My daughters was like, finally, because I had the 4 joint. We
Raggedy.
Oh, you don't even want to see my phone. It is so cracked out, like the market.
Baby.
That was bad, right?
The amount they cost, the screen don't need to crack.
Right.
Just type in the air or something. This doesn't make any sense.
Speaking of now that you're back on TV, how has your life changed? What can you do today that maybe last year was a little easier
Besides
for you to
getting
do?
an iPhone.
Right.
Oh yeah, look at God.
Won't he do it?
He will. No, he will, child. I'll shout right and eat it. Let me think. Basically, see, because of the relationships that I have, this is what I've learned in this industry. You be nice to people, good comes to you. That's all. Humble is the way. You can start acting grand if you want to. People remember that, and you just have to be real careful. So I know a lot of things is like the cool thing is like when I'm walking the airport, what's the thing that you walk on and they move like this?
The little escalator.
Yeah, so I'm literally on it, and this man is standing there going like this to me, and I'm just like, I'm thinking he telling us to get off. Maybe they about to shut off. He, come here, babe, give me a hug. I was like, he hugged and like went on. Like older ladies, like this lady, she was like 72. She was like, me and my grandbabies love like stuff like that. You know, last year you look like, but now it's just that is her. I told you at the TSA they don't really give me a hard time. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like thankful for that. But other than that, I mean, I like the free stuff that I get. Like the amenities. That's the cool part. Like people, I just want to see you mad clothes. Like I get so many boxes.
Speaking of being nice to people, we know when Keisha Cole voiced her.
And Keisha Cole is in Baltimore today.
That's what they showed me on Instagram. Like she has the shoe line that came out, so that's what's up.
Yeah, when she voiced her opinion about Michelle during the Super Bowl, we know you had a few things to say. So she's finally apologized. What do you think
That's
about
good.
that?
I just found out last week, and I was like, "That's what's up." I don't know if that was a management call or a personal call, but I'm just like, there's certain things when you in your personal feelings, don't put it on a public setting. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Or don't say names. Right. You have to be real careful with that. As messy and as ratchet that I consider myself, I know what to tweet and what not to tweet. I see people making up fake tweets at times, and sometimes, you know, people say I was hacked or whatever. But you just have to be really careful with your brand, because whatever you put out there, that's your brand. That's a reflection of your brand.
You can erase it or not.
You can erase it. It's in the Library of Congress or somewhere.
Supergorge will already screenshot you.
But there are people who just like, they be fun of everything. I be like, yo, and then everybody hits me. Is like, do you see what's going on? They going at it. Oh, you should chime in. I be like, I'm not chiming in nobody mess. Just let them hoes fight. So I'm glad that she apologized. Now she can move forward, because there's just a lot going on anyway.
Do you think it hurt her?
What?
Do you think that whole Michelle beef?
Of course.
Her
because it wasn't even as far as the Michelle beef. It was as far as when she made a comment about the song Bow Down. We didn't ask. So you have to be real careful with your opinion. For real. Like even with mine, I know I'm very opinionated, but I know when to chime in and when to chime out and when to set it off and when to fall back. You have to, that's called, that timing is everything. But I think that discipline came from being in radio, because I know everybody wants a hot story, but it's all about your delivery, because it's not what you say or what you do, it's how you make people feel. And it was a lot of people that had got pissed off because of it. And it's like, once you, just like even with the show with Kelly Price, like she could be mean all she want to, but when you show people that, that's when they don't rock with you. Like if I get one more person to tell me, yo, you should have punched her in her throat, I was just like, she tried lives, and I was just like, yo, you know, as much as but a lot of people, and this is an inside secret, when we started filming in February, my son was like 6 months old teething, so I was still postpartum. The separation anxiety, so I would leave. There would be days I would be crying because just my body was still going through it. And I was like, do these girls know that I can kill y'all and get a doctor? And I have doctors that be ready to write the note. That's why I was just like, you just got to be careful with how you treat people. It just pays to treat people, even when you don't want to. Just do the right thing and you'll get right back. That's how I live.
Right. So what's going on now with the Diva Logs? Are you guys still doing it?
Well, see what it is that since we did it for the show, all 4 of us own it, as well as TV One. So I don't know if we get a second season or when we get a second season, if that would be some of the maybe we'll take it on the road, because a lot of people have really been like, yo, they needed that in their life. A lot of men
it was
have
very
come forward.
revealing.
It was, and when you get to see that was the chopped up version that y'all saw. Now when you get to see the whole one, girl, get your tissue and just get a snug and just wrap up and just be ready to run it, because it got intense. What was crazy is the reason why it was so intense for us is because we had rehearsed, but we all rehearsed separately, because like all of us have kids and stuff like that. So there were times like when we got there, I just was like, yo, I didn't even know that happened. Like I didn't know that Michelle was like, she tried to commit suicide. She had mentioned it, but when she told us what happened, I was just like, so I'm standing in the back wailing. I'm like, yo, I gotta go out here and do my part. So I guess that's the reason why they kept us separated, just so you know, you could get a natural, what they call an organic reaction. And like a lot of people felt it, and that's why I'm glad it turned out the way it did. Because at first I was like, ain't nobody doing no monologue. Nobody want to hear some brides talking. Get up there and sing. So I was just like, I didn't want to do it, but I'm glad I did, because not only was it revealing, but it was also healing. So. It was a lot more that came with it that I'm glad.
On the reunion, we learned that Kelly and Shantae Moore and a few of the ATL divas were supposed to be going on tour.
Yeah.
And we saw your reaction.
What did I do?
Mo, that face. Did you guys saw her face?
What's my face game? Let me see it.
That face was like, what? What's on?
Because I was like, all they told us was like, Kelly has a secret. I said, here she go with these damn secrets. Here we go. So when she mentioned it, I was like, well, all right, Saints. But I don't know if they had the banter, but I heard Michelle say, well, how come nobody told me? How come I wasn't invited? That hurt my heart. Yeah. Because she has songs. So for her not to even be invited, and she has her performance, all right, people might be talking about her voice, but when she's on stage, she turns into a monster. Like she is her energy, she'll run all through the crowd, little old self, and I just be like, yo, she kills it. So I didn't understand why she wasn't invited. And then Claudette was like, well, I'll go, I can sing background. First of all, you gonna stop playing second fiddle. So stop that. I'm gonna say background. That's like you might as well say I'm a sweep. I'd have been like, oh, y'all let invite me. I would have said something real slick, but I honestly didn't care. I said, well, since we busting out secrets, my song got like, I was like, God bless them, but wow.
Speaking of the other ladies, you it seems like you're close with Claudette and Shantae Moore. Yeah. Are you still speaking with them?
Yeah, I still speak with them. I'm actually the more close to Michelle out of everybody. Because it's just like, just her whole, you just got to hear her tell her stories and you'll be like, oh my God. But they be real. And she be like, I'm not lying.
You sound just like her.
Sometimes she'll call me and I'll put it on speaker and my daughter's like, is that a kid? And I'm just like, no, that's Michelle. So she's like, tell the family I said.
Yeah, you guys were the most transparent to me. I feel like there were
and I'm
things...
glad she opened up because she has a lot more to her story that she could tell. I can't wait to get some of them juicy Suge and Dre stories.
Well, I'm not buying no Beats by Dre. I'm upset about that, honey.
Yeah, me neither. I wear my SMS audios, the 50 Cent joints.
I was gonna get some. Me too. I don't want them anymore. I'm upset.
So you gonna throw your pair away?
What?
I wouldn't throw them away, but they sent me a free pair. If parents still will send a free pair, I'll wear them.
So we asked our audience when they first came in. We told them you were coming, so they submitted their questions.
Oh Lord,
they're in here. We're gonna shake them up.
Okay.
You can pick anyone you want.
Okay.
And you have to answer it.
Okay. Were you sleeping with Fabulous when you shot Superwoman? Hell no.
Are close, like brother and sister.
Yeah. No. I've never seen him naked. I think I saw him on a wife beater one time. I was like, ew, put a jacket on. Like that's how we're like that kind of brother and sister. Right. No.
And you're close with Emily as well.
Yeah, I'm real close with Emily. Like I've known her for the whole time they've been together. Like that's my boo. That's how I was just like, no. And not Ja Rule neither. So if that's I've never slept with any rappers. None.
Okay, well let's pray over probably everyone.
Right.
If somebody say, "Where's your God?" Okay. Would you ever work with Ja Rule again, even after they didn't pay you for your hits? I actually didn't get paid for Put It On Me.
You didn't?
So, no.
Okay.
But I will work with him again. That after I got to the bottom of it, because it was more to that story. It's just like it was a lot going on with that whole Def Jam system. So the admin department never handed in the paperwork. Mm-hmm. But I mean, I still get to perform that song. But yeah, I will work with him again. We buried that hatchet. Like we cool. I was like crying the other week because he just took his daughter to college. So I was just like, oh my God, like she was just little. Now they're big and going to college. We just like, yo, we got these kids. Forget all that beef stuff. Like that's played out. Like we too grown for that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, one more. We're gonna pray over this one too.
Okay.
Make it a good one.
Yeah.
Okay. What would you tell yourself from 10 years ago about the music business? Run. Child, like for real, because it's business. And I honestly thought it would be just show up, sing, have fun, be friends, meet celebs, get free stuff. Right. But it's so much more than that. No one ever told me about the IRS. No one ever told me about like stalkers. Nobody ever told me or warned me about that. I always thought that only happened to people that tried to be so like either evasive or a recluse. Mm-hmm. So I was like, oh, those are the people that get stalkers. Nobody ever told me about handling my business. So that's why I had to pull back. And now I'm to the point where I'm ready to go all the way in, like as if I never came. That's why I say I'm on Operation Get Back Famous, because I was just like, I know the drive and the spunk and the fire and the
talent,
the zeal, and all of that I had before, and it's never left. So now that I have the business savvy, baby, they ain't ready. They ain't ready for her because now I get it. Now I understand, and now like I'm so focused, I'm so pumped, like. Yeah.
Who's the new Little Mo?
The new Little Mo is, see, this whole Cynthia versus Little Mo thing is like really picking up. It's like I'm over people getting away. I've never really done things for myself. If you know, I did all those hooks for everybody else. And when you try to call back a favor, everybody's so booked and busy. So what it is I'll just be more hands-on with my business. So it's like, far as writing books, like everything I've always wanted to do, now I get to do. And now it's like people setting out offers. Now I'll get a real record deal. I love indie, but it takes much more work than I was just like, no, I need a machine behind me. I need songs on the radio. So it's just like cashing in on all my favor cards and, you know, just using those receipts to just be like, yo, I looked out for y'all. Now it's time to, you know, it's time for me to cash in. So it's just like basically handling my business.
And we want to get the Little Mo show, your own show.
Yeah. I'm speaking that thing into existence because my family is crazy. Y'all think I'm turned up? Like my kids, my mom and them alone. Like okay.
Our family travels in a pack. You don't get one of them.
We
get all 20 of them.
Are they outside?
Oh no, they actually in North Carolina. Oh, okay. And so like everybody has iPhones, so we all like send group texts. They were like, we here. I'm like, okay, y'all hype. So my dad's like, yeah, I'm down here. I'm getting some barbecue. I was like, but Dad, are you allowed to have barbecue because you just got out of the hospital? Your blood pressure was high. He's like, forget that. I'm just gonna take my pill, drink mad water. But he was so hyped to get some barbecue. Like they are hilarious, but my parents are really saved and sanctified and filled with the Holy Ghost. Like they're churchy, but a lot of people always want to know, like, how do y'all support y'all daughter? She sings R&B. Like we've been kicked out of places and stuff like that, but we still maintain. My family. That's my foundation. Yeah. Without them, I would fall, and I have. That's my backbone. That's my strength. That's how I stay focused. That's how I stay humble. That's how I stay from punching somebody in their throat. Because I don't ever want to make my mother feel some type of way. Yeah, because you know this. Yeah,
I do not want to come talk to you like this.
I know, like, I can turn. The phone's already been. I was like, nobody don't want to come see you when you locked up. I ain't never been locked up. Oh, and shout out to Ivan Bates, the new lawyer. He's a beast.
He's my husband's lawyer too.
Yep, and I just hired him. I was like, I needed him in my life. People have been trying to see. I said, make sure I don't go to jail. He said, I got you. We love the show. So I was like, yes. Look at God.
Well, we definitely want to thank you for coming by.
No, thank you for having me.
We love you so I'm sure some of you might want to get a few pictures with Mo before she leaves. She's booked, so she got a couple more appearances today, but she'll come out and take a few pictures with you guys before she goes. So we'll be right back with Supergorge Talk. Thank you guys for tuning in to the first episode of Supergorge Talk, and a super thank you to Eden's Lounge in Baltimore for letting us host our first event here. We'll see you guys next month in October for the Supergorge Talk.